The movie opens with a couple, Shelby and Cyrus. Shelby is insecure, jealous, and envious of someone else's life and body, specifically that of Nikki, a famous influencer she is watching and who her boyfriend Cyrus is also looking at, but for different reasons. They are discussing their relationship struggles. Cyrus struggles to see her as captivating as Nikki, the woman who's held his heart captive since their college days. After 9 long years of their relationship, the promise of a ring still feels like a distant dream. The couple is attending a wedding party, which adds further tension to their relationship dynamics. On the drive there, she sees that Cyrus is active on Nikki's profile, commenting on every picture and checking her likes. She attempts to make a post similar to Nikki's, but deletes it as she isn't as successful as Nikki. Upon their arrival, a bird unexpectedly flies into her face, making her uncomfortable, just before stepping into the house where Dennis, who lives off his parents' trust fund, opens the door. After that, we meet Maya, and then Nikki, the famous influencer who claims to be allergic to peanut butter, followed by Brooke and Ruben, whose party and wedding this is. Ruben invited Forbes to the party, with whom they haven't spoken since he was expelled from Ruben's birthday party 8 years ago due to an incident involving his sister Beatrice, who was obsessed with Dennis. At that time, Dennis was in a relationship with Nikki, and he cheated on Nikki with Beatrice, leading her to believe they were together. Ruben and Dennis tell everyone that Beatrice was making things up, and she ended up in a psychiatric facility. Forbes was expelled because he brought his high school-aged sister to the party and got her drunk. Now a wild party boy is working as a tech guy in California. Everyone sits down at the table, and while Brooke shows off her art piece and Nikki talks about how many followers she has, Ruben focuses his gaze on Maya. He raises his glass to toast to the night before the wedding, hoping it will be special. And at that moment, Forbes walks in with a suitcase. He takes his seat, and they wonder why he is carrying a suitcase. Forbes asks if they want to play a game, but it has to stay just among them without any phones, as this thing is private, and he and his team have been working on it for 5 years. He opens the suitcase and shows them a machine, then hands out electrodes for everyone to place on their heads. He turns on the device for a few seconds and then turns it off, freaking everyone out because this machine transfers people's consciousness into other people's bodies, allowing one person to control someone else's body until the machine is set to return everyone to their own bodies. Cyrus asks Forbes why he brought this machine to the party, and he replies that he honestly didn't expect to receive an invitation, and that he and his team regularly play this game where they guess who is in whose body. Ruben and Maya are the first to agree to play the game, and then everyone else follows except for Shelby, who is a bit skeptical but eventually joins in. The rule is that everyone must take a Polaroid photo, because when someone guesses correctly who is in whose body, the one who is revealed must attach that photo to themselves for losing the round. If someone guesses incorrectly, they must reveal who they are and they lose the round. Forbes cannot guess or win since he will be programming the machine and knows who is who. All the rules are explained, and round 1 begins. In a rush of fear, Shelby jumps with Brooke's body revealing herself. Now with her identity revealed, she's required to submit her photo, marking the end of her round in this game. Cyrus, who is in Ruben's body, comes up with the idea of how to reveal who Ruben is by taking off his pants. Ruben jumps up to stop him, revealing that he is in Cyrus's body and that they have swapped bodies. During the conversation, Nikki says, "Dude," revealing that she is Maya, as that is her catchphrase. Then Forbes, who is in Dennis's body, takes the opportunity to say a phrase that Cyrus uses, so they guess he is Cyrus. Forbes falsely agrees to this while pretending not to be. So Cyrus, who is in Ruben, turns out to be Forbes by everyone. After they all stand up, he heads over to Forbes, who is on Dennis's phone, and Cyrus doesn't like that Forbes lied but keeps playing along. While they are talking, a red light appears over the spot where Ruben is, indicating that Cyrus is in his body. Next is Maya in Nikki's body, and she is flirting with Cyrus because Maya and Ruben used to be together. So Maya wants to take the chance and kiss Ruben, thinking it's Forbes inside. But it's actually Cyrus who agrees because he is interested in Nikki, so he also takes the chance. So it's essentially Cyrus kissing Maya, during which he scrapes himself on a sharp glass. After that, he goes to Shelby, who is in Brooke's body and who is dancing with his body, which now belongs to Ruben. Brooke has been high from the beginning, and now Shelby is high too. and together with Ruben, they mock Cyrus about his addiction on laptop. Cyrus feels uncomfortable and wants to go back, which they do. Based on what has been shown in the movie, here are the body swaps we've seen. Shelby is Brooke, Ruben is Cyrus, Maya is Nikki, Cyrus is Ruben, and Forbes is Dennis. Dennis is Forbes. Now everyone is excited and eagerly awaiting round 2. In the meantime, Shelby and Cyrus talk about their experiences, and now Shelby is more into the game than Cyrus. Dennis feels bad and admits to Forbes that he and Ruben was involved in getting him expelled because they talked too much about Forbes, who is realizing that Ruben was also involved. They return to their seats, and Forbes says that the machine can be used for one more round, but must recharge for 24 hours afterward. Cyrus says he has a headache and will skip the round, leaving him alone with Shelby, and admits that Forbes lied, making Cyrus feel uncomfortable about it. He creates a secret eyebrow signal for them to recognize each other. When they return, Forbes shows Shelby how the machine works, and then round 2 begins. Right at the start, Forbes does a trick with his eyebrow, and everyone turns, but no one responds, confirming he is Cyrus. Shelby is Nikki and is obsessed with her. The first thing she does is take a selfie and post it on Instagram, attracting a lot of attention, which pleases her. Dennis is in Cyrus's body, while Forbes is in Ruben's. Nikki is in Brooke, Ruben is in Dennis, and Maya is in Shelby. During the conversation, Ruben once again stares at Maya, which is Brooke now. While Cyrus is talking to Brooke, he tries the eyebrow signal but doesn't respond since Shelby is in Nikki's body. Cyrus leaves and approaches Ruben, inviting her to dance. However, as Cyrus walks by, he hears Shelby scream because she saw a spider, and he invites her to confirm. When she admits it, she approaches him and starts kissing him, asking him to call her Nikki. This is the second time Cyrus kisses someone in Nikki's body and takes advantage of that. However, she addresses him as Forbes, which confuses him, and he walks over to tell everyone to stop the game. Meanwhile, Ruben goes with Brooke to the rooftop and wants to get closer to her because he clearly wants Maya. But Brooke, who is in Maya's body, also wants this, so they make out and the terrace collapses, causing them to fall and die. Before continuing, let's look at who is in whose body in round 2. Cyrus is Forbes, Shelby is Nikki, Ruben is Dennis, Dennis is Cyrus, Maya is Shelby, Forbes is Ruben, Brooke is Maya, Nikki is Brooke. Now we have 2 dead bodies, Dennis and Maya, which are now unavailable to go back to, but they are living in different bodies. Dennis is in Cyrus's and Maya is in Shelby's, and we have 2 consciousnesses dead, Brooke and Ruben, but their bodies are available for use. Everybody is freaking out, especially Dennis, who begs Forbes to return things back to how they were. Tensions rise as everyone considers what plan to take next, and Nikki suggests calling the police and switching bodies in the meantime. Cyrus agrees, but Forbes, as well as Dennis and Maya, who have already swapped bodies and cannot go back to their corpses, don't want the police to find out about the machine, and these 2 want to keep the bodies they have. This creates a conflict between Cyrus and Dennis, where Dennis reveals how he cheated on Nikki with Beatrice, which led to Cyrus telling Nikki and their breakup. Cyrus did it because he wanted to be with Nikki. Then Dennis calls the police and tells them that as Cyrus, he threw them off the roof and killed them both. So now if they switch bodies, Cyrus goes to jail. In the meantime, Forbes is running away with the machine and Nikki stops him. Together with Cyrus, they bring him inside. Cyrus wants to go back to his body together with Shelby, who can help because she is the only one besides Forbes who knows how the machine works. But now she creates a problem because she doesn't want to go back, she wants Nikki's body. They enter into an argument where Nikki slaps Shelby. After that, Cyrus ties up Forbes and goes to speak with Shelby. He tells her that he is still in love with her and wants to spend the rest of his life with her. But he mentions that he cut himself on glass, which Maya recognized from round 1 when they kissed, but thought he was Forbes and not Cyrus. When Shelby hears this, she leaves and blackmails Nikki, threatening to post a video where she insults her business partners, prompting Nikki to leave. Shelby and Forbes devise a plot where Shelby stays in Nikki's body and Cyrus goes to Ruben, and they run away together. It's a test to see if Cyrus wants Nikki more than Shelby, and he agrees that Shelby stays in Nikki's body, confirming he likes Nikki more than her. On the other side, Dennis and Nikki know about this plan and stops Shelby, who connects the machine while asking Forbes to check the wires to see if they are properly connected. After that, she uses peanuts on her body since she knows she is allergic. So now Shelby might die in Nikki's body, and only she can stop the attack because she has an EpiPen. But she wants Forbes to check the wires first. And while he does, he moves some wires to his advantage. At that moment, Dennis finds out about the money and attacks Cyrus, thinking he was in Dennis's body during round 1. But remember, it was Forbes who lied and acted like Cyrus while being on the phone when Cyrus came over to talk to him. The police arrive at the door, and Nikki gives Shelby the EpiPen she had in her right boot, and they quickly activate the machine just as the police walk in the door. And after all this chaos, the next day the wedding is cancelled. We see Beatrice arrive and attack Forbes. It turns out Dennis is now in Forbes' body, while the real Forbes is trapped in Beatrice's body, where his sister has stolen his body and the machine. All along, she was Forbes, who brought the machine to the party while the real Forbes was trapped in Beatrice's body. This occurred because Dennis hooked up with Beatrice at the birthday party, promising her trips and life with him. And then Ruben and Dennis told everyone Beatrice was making things up, leading her to end up in a psychiatric facility while Forbes got expelled due to the incident. While in the mental hospital, Forbes visited her, and in order to reconnect with his sister, he brought along this machine. Then she found out about the wedding party and Forbes going, so she uses his machine to become Forbes. Now Beatrice seeks revenge on the entire group, blaming them for what happened, secretly controlling Forbes' body while using the game to take revenge on Dennis and his friends. Cyrus returned to his own body and is now in prison because Dennis admitted that he committed murder while he was in Cyrus's body. Shelby also returned to her own body and doesn't want to be with him anymore because he failed the test last night. Beatrice told Shelby to ask Cyrus to stay in Nikki's body if he wants her more, and he failed that too. Nikki ruined both Beatrice and Shelby, as both men they liked ended up with loving her more. So Shelby gets her body back, and Beatrice gives her the power to stand up for those who wronged her. Now Shelby and Beatrice, as victims, direct their anger towards Nikki and transfer her into Ruben's body. Beatrice drives off with Nikki's body and Dennis's money, leaving Forbes trapped in her body forever, taking the machine so she can switch from person to person with no chance of being tracked down. In the end, the results are: Forbes is in Beatrice's body, Maya is in Brooke's body, Dennis is in Forbes' body, Shelby is still Shelby, Cyrus is still Cyrus, Nikki is in Ruben's body, Beatrice is in Nikki's body, and we have 2 dead people, Ruben and Brooke. Beatrice is planning revenge on everyone, so she uses the opportunity while Forbes is with her and the machine to become Forbes and goes to a party to revenge. There she rigs the wires during the first game to become Dennis and takes all his money, lying that she is Cyrus in order to escape. In the end, she becomes Nikki, a famous rich influencer, and runs off with Dennis's money and Forbes' device, ready to change her body again soon. The movie ends by urging viewers to consider the various layers of identity and the value of truly understanding and connecting with others.